Hey guys, today I'm with Issa Valfre.
Hi.
She's a super talented designer, illustrator. I saw her stuff like when I was in college, especially the phone designs. Those like went viral
Oh,
on the
thank you
internet.
so much.
Yeah.
Thank you. I
So
appreciate
you
it.
were born in like Mexico, right?
I was born and raised in Mexico, and I've been living in Los Angeles for the past 5 years.
Yeah.
I like it. It's really cool.
But you're from like a very creative family, like your aunt. So
Yeah.
she's like into fashion also, right?
Yeah, she started like a brand like back in the 80s or 70s and from the ground up. And I always found that very inspiring. And I think that, made me like want to try fashion and the arts as well.
So when you grew up, were you just always into art? Was that your number one thing, or like what other hobbies, interests did you have back then?
I think that was always been like drawing. I think that was like my number one thing. In comic books, I guess.
And your parents have always been supportive of it?
Always. They have always
That's so
been.
cool.
Yeah.
I feel like with art parents are like sometimes iffy, but it's actually pretty rare that their parents are like 100% always like on board and stuff.
Yes. I feel like very lucky and blessed to have parents like were like super supportive of like all my decisions. Obviously, there were times that would question you I was doing like the right thing.
Yeah.
But they went with the flow. So
yeah.
Yay.
But your dad is like super stylish, right? And that influenced you a lot?
Yes, he was. My dad was an actor, like theater, and then he became
wow.
a writer, and that was what he did for the rest of his life. But yeah, he was very like stylish. He was not like into fashion, like he wanted to do anything with the fashions, but he used to design and like had a tailor to do all of his designs come to life, which I think that was really cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
So when you were young, did you always envision like what you're doing now is what you wanted to be?
Yes.
I always living your dreams
I
now.
know, I know. I'm very excited. It hasn't been an easy road, but I feel like very like blessed now that I look back. Like everything was worth it. You know, sometimes you go through things and like, why? But then I look back and say, oh, I needed to go through that to get here.
Yeah.
You know, it's not always an easy path. Is that how you say it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, is that a raccoon? No. I thought it was a raccoon. Sorry. Random thing. I'm just obsessed with raccoons.
Oh!
Yeah. back to the conversation.
Did you study art or?
No, I did not. When I finished high school, the plan was for me to go to London. Mm-hmm. And then my dad, like a semester before I finished high school, he said, he'd say I can't afford it. Mm-hmm. And my heart was broken. I was like, no. Mm-hmm. He said, you should study something here in Tijuana, because I grew up in Tijuana.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like, no, I don't want to, like I really want to go there and kind of a little depressed, very, it was very childish of me. And then my mom told me, why don't you start working with children? You're really good at that. Mm-hmm. And just for a time when we can like send you to London. So I went to Montessori school to become a preschool teacher. I really liked it. And then I decided to not go to school. Mm-hmm. I finished like the preschooling teaching education. And then I decided to do my blog, and then Valfre started from that. So yeah, I didn't go to art school.
But I think it didn't really affect you. I mean, you're super talented. Did you just
thank you.
practice every night, right? And that's
Yeah.
how you grew to like how amazing
Yeah,
you are
I think that's how
now.
Yeah, I feel like education is always absolutely really important. But in my case, because I didn't went that route, I think like my thing was to like really practice every day until I found my style and something that I wanted to like share with everybody. And yeah, it took me like years, but yeah, it's been fun.
So I think I read in like a previous interview that your mom's like super Christian. Is it?
Yeah.
How has that like influenced your designs? Because you're pretty like free, like sometimes like nipple covers and stuff. Has she seen that, or what does she think of it?
Well, I think she chilled out a little bit, but and obviously when I'm almost 30, like I'm a grown woman now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like when you grow up, like my dad was very like liberal, and she was like the opposite. And I feel like I'm so thankful I grew up with both, because it has really good things that growing up with a conservative mother. Like I really thank a lot of like my principles and my morals on my mom.
Yeah.
But also it really made me, when I got out of my house and stuff, I said like, that's not me in a lot of ways, And I think like my artwork, I feel like I can like be myself. I became as an adult like more, it made me want to be myself more, because I was like very like, oh, you can't wear this kind of things, or you can't dye your hair this color. And then I'm like, oh, as soon as I left my home, I was like, I want to do all of it. It's been a fun
When you started your Tumblr, did you know that you wanted to go into like products or clothing, or because I feel like a lot of illustrators go down the route of like just doing illustrations or like selling prints and stuff, but like what made you think of like, okay, I do illustration, but I can also do like all this design like on cases or clothes, which is actually, I mean, I think it's not as common for most illustrators, right?
Yeah, I feel like now it's getting, because there's like the easy thing that you can do like online. You know, you have Etsy and you have Big Cartel, which is like e-shops are like very like user friendly. But before it was like pretty much like I started to gather like a lot of like readers from my blog, and you know, you want to call it fans, but I think like people appreciate my work, and they were asking like for t-shirts and stickers, and I just decided to do it.
It's like one step
like on demand. And then I started doing like special edition, and then I said, you know what, this could be really turned into like a brand, and that's when we took the chance. My then boyfriend, now husband.
And I read that you met at Coachella, right? That's so
I know,
cool.
It's like so cheesy, but yeah, we met at Coachella like 6 years ago.
But he's also like an entrepreneur, right?
Yeah, he's been in music for a long time.
Oh, wow.
So he's like really good at like doing like art and business, which is, I think, is really rare, because sometimes when people are very creative, they don't have that like business side of them.
Yeah.
You know, so he has both, which is good.
Yeah.
Because I lack a lot of like the business side. But yeah, so we started together, like the brand, the official brand. This is going to be our first year with Valfre, yeah. I'm really excited.
So when you met him, you were just like kind of on Tumblr and making like one-off designs?
Yeah, I was doing like my like little thing, you know. I was printing t-shirts and like prints.
What is it like actually having like your family revolve around like what you do? Like it's kind of like a family-run business, right?
Yeah, definitely. It's like definitely
like a family. Were you ever like scared
thing.
Getting into it?
No, I feel like I feel more comfortable, you know, because, you know, when you have like people that maybe don't know you in the personal level, and when you do stuff related with art, it becomes very close to you. I don't know, I think like people that are very creative are very sensitive. Not like crybabies, but, you know, we get really attached to everything, and you need somebody to really understand you as a persona and you as a creator to like help you bring this world to life.
Yeah.
So I think in our experience, it has worked really well.
Do you ever feel like you need like work time and then family time, or is it all kind of merged? Like on the dinner table,
It's
talk
like
about
everything. Yeah, we have 2 kids, so it's like I divide my work like kids, work, kids, and then I put them to bed at night, and then again work.
Damn, that's so crazy that you're able to balance that.
I think like women and, well, humans in general, we have that ability to adapt to what situation we have. Like I honestly never thought I was going to have kids.
Yeah.
But here I am, 2 kids later. I love it. I love it. It's challenging, but it's really cool.
Do you think your kids have just inspired some like designs or the way you view art after you've had them?
Yes, my son especially. He has a very unique taste in things that he gets into, and then obviously as a parent you have to like see what they're watching or what they're into, and I like it. It's really like kind of dark and stuff, but I feel like I gather a lot of inspiration from that, like the quirkiness of like, for example, he loves Halloween. So it's Halloween in our house every day all year long. But I don't know, I find them like very inspiring personalities and stuff, so it's cool.
Was it shocking to see people like tattoo your designs, or how did you find it? Like, did you just stumble on the internet like, oh crap, like I designed that, or like did they ask you to help them?
No, they actually started like, I remember Valfre, it became really popular before the US in Brazil.
Oh.
So the Brazilian girls were like sending me photos, super nice, like, oh, I did this, do you mind? I was like, no, please, I feel honored. You know, I think it's always like very flattering.
It's like
I
with
get
them
it.
for life.
Like it's a big commitment, you know, and like they're very detailed, and they're pretty cool girls. And I feel really honored. I was like, oh, I wish I could give you a cyber hug.
What would you say would be like your key moments to how your brand blossomed? Was like someone wearing your clothes or someone taking a picture with their phone?
I think it was kind of like a word of mouth. Like girls telling their friends and their other friends. And I think that's how it spread out. And then obviously like influencers nowadays are like pretty important, you know, for brands to grow.
Yeah.
But I would say it was like pretty much the word of mouth between women.
How did you learn about the whole social media aspect?
On the go, I feel like everybody were like, I am 29, and I think I started really like getting into the internet at like 18. I wasn't like into it before. So the whole MySpace and stuff, start to understand how it worked, and you learn on the go. Now there's a lot of things to keep up with.
Yeah.
There's a lot of apps and things and slang and the internet that I feel like I should learn. Yeah, on the go. Google, it's very like it's like the Bible now. You ask them everything.
Did you have a mentor or someone that you looked up to who like you asked questions with, like, should I do this with my business or that? At the
Yes.
beginning?
Again, like my husband, he's someone that I really admire. He's older than me, and he's been like in the business longer than me, so he's very wisey. And then also when I started like Doe Durie from Lime Crime, she was very helpful. She gave me a lot of like advice, and she really believed in the brand, and she was super sweet. And then other friends too, like people like maybe not in the fashion business, but they were like they grew something from the bottom up. So that was like the from everybody. I like asking questions. I think it's important,
Where did you get the confidence to quit your teaching job to do this? Like, was it your parents, or how did you?
No, I feel like I wanted to do something like I really wanted to travel.
Yeah.
And when you're young, you're like very naive, and you think everything's gonna be very easy, which is when you put like all yourself into it. But if I would do it now, I probably wouldn't do it, because now like how the world really works. Pay rent and everything. But I think it was like my naiveness, the innocence of like, oh, I'm just gonna quit my job and I do this.
Yeah.
100%. But I love that. Like
sometimes that's good. I mean, that's how you are now. Otherwise, you might still be like
exactly.
Not sure if you can fully commit to like a first like a freelance thing.
Yeah, I always felt like if it doesn't work, I can go back and do this again.
That's
and
really
I think everybody
true.
should be like that. Like I think like everybody should try whatever thing they have in mind.
Yeah.
What's the worst thing you can do? Go back
Yeah.
and do again what you were doing. There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that.
And
At
your
least you
parents
try.
were still supportive because you like moved back into them. They believed in your dream and everything.
They were kind of like bummed. They were like very supportive. They were like, "Are you sure?" And I was like, "Yeah." And it took me like 2 years to move out of their house after that.
When you first started out, was phone cases one of the first things you started out with? Or was it a different product?
It was T-shirts.
T-shirts,
when we first started. Yeah, T-shirts and stickers were like the first products we did, and it worked out. And then with the time, I noticed that our like customers or the people that like my work really wanted to look like the characters in a way. They like dyed their hair, they did the star freckles.
Yeah.
And I decided, we should do like the apparel that the characters are wearing, bring it to life.
The lookbooks were so cool.
Oh, thank you.
So cool.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a very talented team working with us, and they're like amazing. We decided to bring it to life, and that's how we like being involved into the brand. We don't have a lot of product with artwork on it, really. We find that it makes we became more popular when we turned it more into like making the dresses that the girls were wearing in real life. I don't know.
Oh,
if you
yeah,
imagine,
what do you mean? Yeah.
And I also like, to me, made sense because I remember when I was really young, like Barbie, like I wanted everything Barbie had. Remember like the Lamborghini, the pink one you can drive?
I had like a huge Barbie house, like Barbie.
Yeah.
Girly times.
yeah. And then I said like, oh, I think like women, we never get like over that phase, like you want to like some things, for example, like Voice Tears, the phone case.
Yeah.
That was like our first like very popular
That
3D
went
phone
super
case.
viral.
Yeah, that was like our
Yeah.
first one, like made us like put us on the spot, and I think that was because like all the characters in the drawings drink from them, drink from like the drink. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
And yeah, so from there we started doing the dresses and like more phone cases that were part of the artwork.
I think you mentioned previously you were looking into doing some like animation or cartoon show. Are you still planning on it?
Yeah. We are right now like focusing on like growing the business to the next level. But once that happens, I want to go like to do like more like film and like cartoons because I really enjoy it. Even comic books.
Yeah.
I really like them.
I feel like there's for sure like a niche for that. Like younger girls who are into that funky stuff, because I feel like big Cartoon Network or like Disney, and it's all these like you know, and like big project
Yeah, yeah,
cartoons,
yeah, yeah,
but then
yeah.
yours are like make it feel so much more personal. I feel
Yeah.
like girls would like eat it all up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what I always want this like whole Valfre thing be. It's like kind of like it's like your own kept secret. You know when you like a band that is not
Exactly.
like
That's
very
exactly
mainstream.
like my feeling when I first saw your
Yeah.
story
Oh,
on
cool.
IG.
Thank you. Like,
Yeah.
that's what I want. I always wanted to keep it like that, like very like niche, kind of like a like little community of people who really like it, you know. And we share ideas, and you know they wear our stuff, or they a lot of our customers, a lot of like fans.
Yeah.
They don't even buy from us. Some of them just like dressed up like the characters, or they have a tattoo.
Oh, wow.
And I like that. You know, like
Yeah.
we have a very different kind of women, and it's a really cool community.
You're super inspired by like Japan. How did you start being inspired by Japan? And you wanted to maybe one day have a store there.
Yes, we actually have really good. We have a distribution there. We want to do a pop-up shop in
We
October.
do so well.
Yeah.
They're super into that type of thing.
Yeah. They're like so, and I actually love like the Japanese culture, just not because of the fashion, like all of them, like their personality and how they are like in life with everything. So yeah, we're gonna have a pop-up shop in this October, which I'm very excited about, and I'm very inspired by Japan again because of the comic books.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Sailor Moon, and like, you know,
I see that now that you say it. Yeah.
when I was like very young, you know, like you kind of like redraw like a lot of like your favorite characters. So anime was definitely one of my
Oh, wow.
big inspos to
Yeah.
like draw.
Last question. What do you want to be remembered for?
Ooh, I want to be remembered as just as a nice person. I feel like
Yeah.
that's like the thing that I want to be remembered by, you know, like nice and,
Yeah.
you know, just like a cool gal, I guess.
Oh, you are for sure. Oh, thank you so much.
No, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.